Hi, Erasmus users. Today I'm going to show you our assessments feature for the FAST. So the first thing I'm going to do once I've signed in is select my client. I will go to Progress and then Assessments. Our four options for assessment results that you can add into HiRasmus are the Vineland 3, the VB Map, the FAST, and the CFQL2. I'm going to go ahead and select Add Assessment Results and select FAST. You'll see here that I have some general information to fill out. So first is going to be that date completed. Please make sure that is the correct date. It will auto-populate to today's date. The administered by section is going to show for you all of the users within the system. So I am going to make sure to select myself here. And then for the informant, you'll see here that I do have some drop downs, and that's just because I've typed these already into the system. If I would like to type something new, I can just add, for instance, that person's name. So maybe it's Sammy Miller, and then I want to include that this is dad, for instance. I would just be able to type that in. And then the same thing is going to apply to the behaviors underneath behavior information. You're going to see that I have 3 of them in this drop down here, but that's because I've already added them to previous forms. But what I could do is just add in that given behavior. So for instance, if I wanted to put in SIB, I would just go ahead and do that. You can add a description of the behavior here as optional, but this is not going to show up on the graph itself. And then down below for the source of reinforcement scores, I will just select 0 through 4, whatever my scores were for that given behavior. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these in as sample data. Okay. The other option that we have here is to add a file. I will just mention that this file option is just for storing purposes at this time. When you do add a file in, just make sure that it's in one of these formats here, and then you'll be able to refer back to this. So I'm going to go ahead and select Save, and I can see that we have added that in here. If I need to make any edits, I would just select the 3 dots and I would select Edit, and I can go in and make any changes that I would like to. If I want to take a look at the assessment itself, I would just click into it. And from here, I would be able to see the graphs that pull in, particularly for that given behavior. So this one is going to be for aggression. I want to see what SIB looks like, so I will just filter to self-injurious behavior. And here I can see all of the different areas. I can see that administered date, and I also see the informant on here as well. If you're wanting to do any sort of comparison, you have the option to take a look at the settings here. I will also note that these settings are available within the report itself as well. But all you would do is select Filter, and underneath the FAST, you would be able to put in those administrations. So I see here that I actually have another administration that was completed on the same date for aggression. Maybe I want to make sure to include both of those in there. And then here I would just also want to include that behavior as well. And then this will show me the results for both of those behaviors. So I can see we have aggression and we have SIB. And then where you will find this on the report, you will go back to Progress and then Reports. I am going to just have a report test. I'm just going to show you something over the last 7 days. And your report template will pull up here. I don't have one created in here, but this is what it would look like if you're starting fresh. The important thing here is that when you select add content, you're going to now see an assessment dropdown. You would just select that and then select the assessment that you would like to include. So I am going to include the fast here. And I can choose if I want to show one graph or if I want to show all of the graphs. So for this client, I have aggression, elopement, hair pulling, and SIB in here. And I'm able to see all of those graphs on my report. I will note too that if there is additional information that you would like to include that is not displayed on the graph, we would encourage you to just select in here and edit the text and be able to add in additional information that you would like to include. And as always, if you have any questions for us, please reach out to us at help@hirasmus.com. Thanks so much.